Any questions about any of it? Okay, thank you so much. I'm sorry, when you say ARPA Flex. I'm sorry, you may be referring to the CMAT Flex, but there is some matching opportunities that we have on the TIFIA end, but in terms of ARP, no. And we can talk offline about, the specifics of what you're referring to. And I want to acknowledge, as you all see, that Mayor Wilkin has joined us. And Mayor, I've just completed the report, if you would like to have words at this time.
Very brief.
Okay.
I apologize to interrupt the meeting. Be very brief, and you can kick me out. I wanted to publicly acknowledge our partnership and relationship and say thank you on the record. It seems that public media publication failed to disclose that this was a partnership related to the grant we received. So this is me popping up on y'all unannounced. Charlotte didn't even know I was coming. I decided to do this just to show my appreciation because the growth related to our public transportation has been a genuine relationship, partnership. And this success of winning this grant from the Federal Department of Transportation would not have happened without you all. I actually received a call from Mayor Pete this morning to say congratulations to the city of Birmingham. And he remembered the trip from last year. So that's my less than 60 seconds. Thank you, bye.
Before you leave, we just wanted to say thank you. We had a very good meeting, and we know that there's more money that can come behind this grant, and we want to be very much involved with you all on behalf.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to keep on going with that. Thank you, sister. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
We have a consent calendar. Several items on it.
Yes, sir. Consent calendar, resolution 2023-27. Approval of resolution 2023-27, granting authority to the executive director/CEO or her designee to execute the first one-year option of 2 option years with TransPro Consulting LLC to provide strategic planning for BJCTA. And B, resolution 2023-29, approval of resolution 2023-29, granting authority to the executive director, CEO, or her designee to execute a professional staff augmentation service agreement between Birmingham Jefferson County Transit Authority and the Russell Group LLC for project scheduling and program management services. Yes, sir. Resolution 2023-23. Approval of resolution 2023-23, granting authority for the executive director/CEO or her designee to execute the first one-year option of 2 options with Centos Corporation to provide maintenance uniforms, shop supplies for BJCTA.
Heard the motion. Second. Been moved, properly seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? That item passed.
Item B, Resolution 2023-24. Approval of Resolution 2023-24 granting authority to the Executive Director/CEO or her designee to execute the third and final one-year option with Petroleum Traders, Inc. to provide low sulfur number 2 diesel and regular number 87 octane unleaded fuel to BJCTA for revenue and non-revenue fleet.
Second.
Any discussion? With that, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? That item passes.
Items
Resolution 2023-24.
Yes. Approval of Resolution 2023-25, granting authority to the Executive Director, CEO, or her designee to amend the current contract between the Birmingham Jefferson County Transit Authority and Avail Technologies, Inc.
Second. Second. That item has been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion on this item?
I'd like a little more information about this, who's here that.
Yes, sir. Information on this particular one is in regards to the IRIS APC installation for each of our buses for both BRT and fixed route. We do not have updated passenger counters on those buses. We have part of the equipment. This will allow us to add the additional accessories for installation. And, oh yes, can you hear me? Is that better? Okay. This is for the installation of our passenger counters on the buses for both BRT and fixed route. We have part of the equipment ready, but we could not install that equipment, and that is what Avail is going to do for us, is install and configure all of the passenger counters on our buses so that we can incorporate those into our count as passengers get on and off of the buses.
So, why was this not done before a long time ago?
When they were ordered a few years back, they were not installed. That was prior to my time. I'm not certain as to why it was delayed. But the equipment itself was not configured at that time to be installed and work with our technology, which we since upgraded last year. And since we did the upgrade of the technology, now that will work with these passenger counters as well as the accessories, the additional equipment that was required to actually install them.
Okay, so will Avail fully test the system?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep, that is what they're responsible for.
To your satisfaction?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Question. So
Yes.
Just want to make sure I understand. So is this as a result of us not purchasing it at the right time when we first did it, or because we upgraded the system to now it's a configuration issue? Which one?
It was both.
Okay.
When it was originally purchased, it was only purchased so that part of the equipment was purchased through a third-party vendor, not the direct vendor manufacturer, so it wasn't fully ordered so that it could be configured with the upgraded technology.
Okay. All right. It was a part of it.
Exactly.
One other question.
Yes.
What's the added cost of this?
The additional cost for all of the equipment and installation is $155K.
So it sounds like this is one of those opportunities that we can't not invest.
Is there any anticipated future cost with this particular process?
Not that I know of. It's a one-time installation fee and configuration fee.
All upgrades, all that's included in this one-time fee?
Yes, because it is.
Future upgrades, a future upgrade with
Yes.
program.
That's correct. That comes with the IRIS AP installation.
Any more questions?
Yes, sir. Approval of resolution 2023-26, granting authority to the executive director slash CEO or her designee to execute the first one-year option with Kimley Horn for professional consulting services.
Hearing no approval of the resolution, is there a motion for? There's a second.
Second.
All right. We moved to proper second, any discussion on that?
Here's what the cost option.
Hey, good morning, everyone. The cost of this is task order oriented. So it's based off of their task orders. We're currently under a task order with them. So it's still in the contract. So until they provide us another task order that we would have to get approved by you guys.
Any more questions? Motion on the floor, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Ayes have it. Go on to resolution 2023-28.
Yes, sir. Approval of resolution 2023-28, granting authority for the executive director slash CEO or her designee to execute the first one-year option with Window Architecture PC for professional consulting services.
Heard the item, is there a motion? Second? Moving properly second, is there any discussion on this item?
Yeah, can you give us a little more information on this? I see the architect. What is the scope?
For the window architecture one, they are our design consultant. They design the BRT buildings that we're dealing with. They also will be on staff to design our maintenance facility, which they provided a preliminary design for us. As we continue to look at purchasing and building the maintenance facility, they'll do the design and concept for that as well. They're also doing a test fit as we look at the sites for each real estate site as to whether or not that existing design will fit on that real estate site, and if not, they will have to do some partial redesign. So this is to provide task orders for them to do so. As well as the consideration for Central Station, where Director Shaw would like to do a TOD. We would use them for design services and support for that as well.
So they're gonna do those, it's already guaranteed that they're gonna do those future projects and designs for us?
Is task order based.
Okay.
So if they're issued a task order under their existing contract, which is ongoing,
Yeah.
that could be considered. It's an
Okay.
option. It's not guaranteed.
Okay. Will it? No, I was gonna ask, so if it's tax order based, I'm always concerned about making sure we do business locally if we can. You know, especially when we're in the maintenance facility, we got a lot of qualified architects and engineers locally as well. Nothing against one of them, but I'm just saying, is there ever an opportunity for us to do business locally with local partners? So we can, add back to them all the time.
Absolutely. This is not a guarantee that they
Okay.
will have that design
Okay.
for Central Station.
Okay.
On the financial contract with them right now, what is that cost?
Yes, we are under contract. If Mr. Rafferty could talk about the remaining balance on that existing contract for FY23, FY24.
Yes, once again, they're on task orders, and their current task order is regarding the design of the building, and we're still under contract with them. The exact amount, I could not tell you unless I get to my computer, but we're still under contract. I'm gonna say probably $150K.
Is that based on the grant?
Oh, no, that was based on the task order that was presented to the board previously. I don't know the exact date, but.
Are you asking funded by, yeah, 80?
So with 155, we just retaining train them, or that comes with some services?
That comes with services that are explained in the milestones on their scope of work and their task order that was approved by the board.
Is that document available on our, plan?
It is not right now, but we can make it. Yes.
That'd be very helpful, if you start maintaining that. So we go
Yes.
back and look at it.
And if they are the best company, the best company going, but I don't want unintentional just to be fellow business that we can do as well. So,
Yes, sir.
Any more questions?
That was kind of begs the question, how close are we to identifying property for vacancies? I mean, that's been a question for the past 5 years.
We have identified several sites for consideration, and are presenting those to Director Shaw. And my hope is after next week, after our next presentation and meeting with her, that we will make a decision on whether or not to move forward with one of those sites.
I want to make sure, because last time we gave that, we went to the site in Florida, so we want to make sure that we'll go.
Yes, sir.
This time.
They are for sale. Correct.
All right, any more questions? Did y'all give them a deadline for this time? That's our goal, we're trying to make sure by, we want to target for this particular date to have this wrapped up. So, like I said, we're going this for too long, we keep paying them these retainer fees, this stuff, and we're not getting the results. This one,
I understand. I will defer to Director Shaw for that answer.
any more questions?
In terms of the deadline, I do want to add that we are currently looking at a discretionary opportunity for a maintenance facility. And so we will be utilizing their expertise, on some of that. But, in terms again of a deadline, that application probably, I think is due around May and will be, submitted, ahead of time, but we will have a cutoff by May, yes.
Is there a motion on the floor? All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Yes, sir. Approval of resolution 2023-30, granting authority for the executive director / CEO or her designee to execute a professional service staff augmentation agreement between Birmingham Jefferson County Transit Authority and Real Digital for IT consulting services.
Got a motion? Second. Been moved properly second, is there any discussion on this item?
I think we said we just want to explain it. I'm happy to see that you're addressing it, but I've had several conversations with the team about concerns with IT as far as, compromise, what have you. So I can see, like, understanding what consulting, what service that they can provide.
Right, and at a high level, I sort of talked about in the executive director's report, some of the things that the firm will be working on, but some of the information is sensitive. Originally, we had an executive session on the agenda, and we had to move it, of course, with him not being able to be here today, but we will be coming back to the board with that information in detail.
Is this something we got to approve then without hearing from them?
There is a report that should have been uploaded that is in diligent, that gives an overview of the scope. But in terms of the sensitive information, that is not, that has not been uploaded, but he will be discussing that at our next meeting.
I'll defer to the board. Yeah, exactly. Or if it's sensitive enough, you executive session, I mean, it's serious. So should we not hear that first before we?
It's at the, it's at the pleasure of the board.
Let me ask another question.
This is, 80/20, so there is some federal funding under program management, which is allowable under FTA.
I don't have a problem with it, I think it was needed, but up until the point you mentioned, we going to executive session to talk about sensitive, that caused me all concern. So I feel like there's a lot of things that don't have all the information I need to confidently say.
And I will add that we have had a previous executive session discussing some of that sensitive information. And I know you were not able to join, but some of the board members have heard the information. And we will have a follow-up meeting.
When the board remember that since it ended, you do, okay.
Is there a motion on the floor? Does anybody want to take this item? If not, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? No. Any against? We got one no, one abstention. That item passes. We have the old business. Do we have the old business? Any new business? We're gonna adjourn this meeting. Our next meeting is gonna be March the 22nd, 10 a.m. All right, we're adjourned. Thank you.